Guys, I have so many questions. I had a full list of anime to watch, but I basically got clickbaited into watching Let's Play because it looked interesting, and I was really confused at first. Hi, I'm Arya Luna, and welcome to my channel. I make reviews, commentaries, and sometimes video essays. So, let's play. Okay, let's go. Um, so when I watched the first couple of episodes of the anime, going completely blind, I was very confused by the general storytelling and the feel of it. I was like, is this a webcomic? The story literally feels like it's adapted from a webcomic and not a manga. So I googled it, and unsurprisingly, it was a webcomic first published on the platform Webtoon, and then the author moved it to Tapas. And what is more interesting is that it's an American webcomic series written by Leeanne M. Krecic. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Why this is significant is that I have never watched any American or generally a comic made in the West being adapted into an anime. And the reason why this is important is that comics and manga may seem similar as media, but in terms of cultural context and conventions of storytelling, they are extremely different in style and feel. I'm not saying that adapting a comic into an anime is impossible. It just feels a little odd watching it because a Western style of storytelling doesn't fit the conventional style of anime. It's a similar situation where certain things don't translate well when there are Hollywood adaptations of anime titles. It was fun watching the anime. I enjoyed the story, the dynamic between the characters, and rather realistic developments of relationships between these characters. And the protagonist is also quite likable, which is a plus. Reddit tells me that the webcomic's later seasons have been quite divisive and some readers did not like them at all. But I'm only here to focus on season 1 of the anime adaptations. While it was an interesting experience watching it, quite fun most of the time, I had a lot of questions. Let's just say the budget for the animation didn't seem to be all that much, and the quality of the animation and the visuals were not that great. They had also, of course, changed the original author's art style into a more conventional anime art style, which I understand to some extent, but it also points to my original argument how adapting a Western comic into a Japanese anime might pose some interesting challenges. What took me by surprise is that it had a stellar voice cast for the original Japanese dub. There are some household names, really famous seiyus, some of my top favorite voices. So, did all the budget go into the Japanese voice casting? I don't know, it's all kind of mysterious. I suppose the low budget can be attributed to them testing the waters since anime adaptations of webcomics are comparatively rare, and maybe we'll see some more polishing in the art and the animation department in the future seasons. Overall, as I said, I enjoyed watching it. As someone who loves video games, what attracted me to the plot was that the story centered around an indie game developer and her first indie game, which was poorly reviewed by a video game streamer. And let's just say I watch a lot of Twitch in the background while doing chores, etc. So that was a plus too. I'm going to be honest here. I need to read the webcomic in its entirety first before making any more comments about the show, because not only can I not say how faithfully the anime adapts it, I also cannot judge the story properly. I read the first 2 to 3 chapters of the webcomics, and the anime seems to be relatively faithful in its adaptation. I feel like a lot of the conversations online were focused on the art style and the overall quality of the animations, which seems to have taken away from the experience. It wasn't as jarring to me, perhaps because I haven't read the webcomic, But judging from the anime in itself, the story is fun. There are a lot of characters, and a lot of the first season was exposition and setting up for future seasons. But the introduction of the protagonist and all the other characters is done well enough. So we'll just have to see. This video is a shorter one and more of a quick dump of all of my thoughts about the show. And compared to all the other anime that I've covered in my channel so far, this one seems a little lackluster, but that could very well be attributed to the discrepancies between the culture-specific conventions of storytelling. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have read the webcomic, watched the anime, or both, and whether you agree, disagree, or what you thought about it in general. And as always, if you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm new to all of this, so it helps me a lot. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!